$10.30, minus 17% today. And I really understand one thing: you need patience. If the overall market stays in this sentiment that we see tomorrow or day after, even already a pop. Welcome to a new episode of Virgin Galactic Fridays, your intergalactic favorite show on the whole internet, right? When you want to know what's happening in the Virgin Galactic world, even when it's not happening that much, you should tune in every Friday. Let me adjust this a little bit before we diving lower. Yeah, make sure to subscribe and like, and those are the topics today. One of the most asked question is, where's the bottom? When we reach the bottom, and maybe we reached already the bottom. This is the first question in this video that I will answer for you, and then we will dive into that we lost actually a client to competition. Is it bad, good, how bad is it, how good is it, and so on and so forth. And then finally, let's dive into the stock chart to see what the technicals are saying about space. So without further ado, let's go. So let me tell you a little story. I prepared and recorded this video, and in this part I wanted to talk about the bottom and how the bottom seems to be at $11.3. Actually, this happens. $10.30, minus 17% today. Okay? And first I want to say, things like that are obviously, nobody can understand it, okay, at some point. They said like, okay, why the company have to raise the funds, and do they don't have to enough, and why the shareholders sold their shares and the stock is just going down, and so on. The sentiment for a stock that goes down is unbelievable negative, and I understand that you are trying to send this negativity out everywhere sometimes. And an easy way is to use the internet anonymity in the comments, okay? However, though, I have a specific game plan for this stock, okay? I have the basically the game plan that I lower my cost for the stock over the next couple of months because I have time, okay? I read actually recently 2 books that helped me tremendously. One was The Unknown Wizard of Markets, and the other one was, I think, Richer, Happier, some kind of this kind of book. I will try to give you the book covers here, okay? And I really understand one thing: you need patience, okay? It took many, many years and cumulative interest on your investments to make a huge benefit, okay? Amazon's Jeff Bezos, stock went 70, 80, 90% down in the dot-com crash, okay? Netflix went minus 50%, minus 60%. Apple went down 50% down. There was times that Tesla stock went down 70%. Sometimes stocks get massively mispriced. And Virgin Galactic is in this dead spiral going down, and I can't really imagine that if the overall market stays in this sentiment that we see tomorrow or day after, even already a pop, okay? So with that said, let's talk about the bottom. So nobody can tell you where's the bottom, okay? It's dependent on so many things on the stock market. You can see, the overall situation with the markets, you see the company news, you see fundamentals, you see technicals. All of this together, you can look at 3 of those 4. And if one is, totally, absolutely going wide, like today, company news, then you can forget about everything. So you cannot really say where is the bottom, okay? We can see maybe 5, maybe we can see 3. Nobody knows, okay? Look at this dump. I mean, This is unbelievable. Also, let's have a look into the volume. The volume right now is 50 million shares. The average volume is 12 million shares. So you can see here much more people are selling than usually is being traded on the stock market. So I stand to that. I think long term, more money for the company is great, and they can afford more things, they can buy more things, they can develop more things, and so on and so forth. They can get great talent for the long run. As more money they have, as longer the runway, okay? And with interest rates going higher, actually now is a much better time to raise money than maybe in a couple of months, because in a couple of months, maybe it will be much more harder to raise money, okay? Because people will sit on their money more. So think about those little kind of moves that are in the behind of those kind of crazy movements by those investors in Virgin Galactic. I feel that there's much more that is just not comprehensible for retail investors out there on a single surface, okay? If they go deeper, they see, okay, it makes sense that they raise more money now. It makes sense that they double the people that are working in the development and to work on the spaceship fleet and so on and so forth. In a couple of years, it will make so much sense if you will look back, like Steve Jobs said, you can just connect the dots backwards, not forward. So while I'm reducing my price, the stock just have to go, maybe to 20. At some point, and I will make double my money, okay? And I have time. I have 3 years, 4 years. I don't care, okay? This is a long-term investment, and this is how I set up myself psychologically into that. And I still would make more than the S&P 500 if in 3 years this goes double or triple my money, okay? So, with that said, let's dive into the other topics. So if you are a real true space investor, you shouldn't miss the Twitter account of Michael Sheets. Okay, Michael Sheets is like a space reporter at CNBC. He's really, let's say, kind of, really dedicated first on breaking news and so on. So just a couple of days he wrote, he writing also about a little bit about Rocket Lab, about Virgin Orbit, about Virgin Galactic, every space company out there, okay? So here you can see one day ago he posted about something about Virgin Orbit and so on and so forth. By the way, I will also make a Virgin Orbit video very, very soon, okay? Because they just did their IPO, so more news about that a little bit in a couple of days. Anyway, so he tweeted a day ago about Axiom Space announced it will train Italian Air Force Walter Villiday as a part of the company's professional astronaut services in preparation for flying on the future Axiom research mission. Villiday was previously announced by Virgin Galactic as part of the crew of Unity 23, a space flight which is delayed to later this year. Okay, what does it mean? Well, first, Axiom don't have that much of a big, let's say, track record of space flights, okay? So in terms of experiences, I think Virgin Galactic is better than Axiom. But this is obviously a little bit bad in terms of, okay, a client that already confirmed, for Virgin Galactic is going to a competition. Well, in the first, there's a bad taste, okay? Doesn't feel good to lose. On the other hand, it's not like that, neck breaking, okay? We saw already with NASA that NASA is very willing to work with Virgin Galactic and to pay, most importantly, very, very handsomely. Second, it's important that Virgin Galactic overall concentrate now on the maintenance period. And third, I think that you will see that the space community and space operations are very small so far, okay? Which means that just a couple of companies can offer something, and maybe the Italian Air Force is somehow on hurry to do this, and Virgin Galactic say, hey, listen, you can be our first test flight after the enhancement period, but now we have to do the enhancement. This is important for our long-term operation, long-term view, and so on. So they decided, okay, maybe let's scout out and see. Actually, maybe they promise us something that go earlier, and worst case, we can go still to Virgin Galactic. We don't know the details. We cannot look behind. That's why I feel like it's not like a big deal breaker for investing into space at all, in my personal opinion. We will have those good and bad news all over. Be concentrated on the core of Virgin Galactic. And with that said, let's dive into the stock chart to see where the stock is actually going with, considering of all technicals of the stock. All right, let's look after the crash into the stock chart, okay? And let me remove a couple of drawings here because they are not accurate anymore. And you can see here, let me zoom out. Let me zoom out here and show you what a straight line down, okay? Let's put some details here into perspective. So we need the line, and let's make it red so you see how things are going. So usually we headed here into this downtrend, and at some point, maybe in beginning or mid of February at $8, there could be a decision if we go further up or going further down, because as you can see, this wedge here usually ends here and then something happens, okay, depending obviously on company news and everything. However, what we did was we exited this trend, okay, here yesterday with this big down move, okay. So what happened is now the 50 moving average will follow, go down as well, which is good for the long term, because as lower it goes, as easier it will be to break through. And also the 200 moving average will go down a little bit, okay. However though, the only good thing that I can see right now is that we are going into a very oversold situation, okay. We are now at the RSI levels of about 25. This was last time when we went from $18 to $21, or let me see, or here as well, when we went and reached the bottom here from $15.50 to $55, $56, okay, per share. So as you can see here, it can be that those was the ultimate move to the bottom. But again, nobody knows, okay? Not even me can tell you this for sure. I would love to see, you know, the stock at $5, because I will make it tomorrow a whole video, guys. Then you will basically get the company for free, guys. For free, guys, okay? So that's quite interesting. Let's have a look what the overall scenario could bring also. As you can see here, guys, the stock was at the lowest point ever at $7.22, and this was just after the IPO in the mid of March 2019 during the pandemic, guys, okay. So you and see what happens after that, right? So a couple of times, right? So you're buying here a very interesting business for very cheap, in my personal opinion. Let me know what you do in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and like.